Next bout of the evening is in the featherweight division. First, please welcome to the cage, Mike Powell.
This is a featherweight bout of 145 amateur MMA 3-minute rounds. Mike Powell comes out first. Powell is out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, and his opponent is Elias Briley, who is out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's the matchup here in this next featherweight bout. Casey, Mike Powell is up first, 5-2. Evolution in gym in Kannapolis, North Carolina. Tell us about Powell.
Man, this guy is very, very tough. One of the top prospects out of North Carolina as a state. And he brings a great record into this matchup against the undefeated Elias Briley. Very excited for this one, Brent.
Yeah, Briley is put together. Powell is certainly a rising star, although he has some adversity to deal with today. He won his first 5 amateur bouts. There was a no contest in that mix. He's lost his last 2, so it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that. That's normally a pretty big test, right, Casey? When you see how guys respond, everybody's going to lose. How do you respond after a loss?
Yeah, and as an amateur, if you're going to take losses, do it in your amateur career. That's how you grow. But you're right. Taking 2 losses, that's a very tough blow to a fighter, especially when you're facing a guy who is undefeated. He doesn't know how to lose.
Powell is in the cage. We go back to Jennifer.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome Elias Briley.
So out comes Elias Briley. Maybe some boos as the fans here in support of Mike Powell, but Elias Briley is from down the road in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He's out of Fighters First Gym in Fayetteville, 2-0. So take a look at the tail of the tape in this featherweight bout. You see the record difference as Powell has the experience over Briley, although Briley is unblemished. Both of them weighed in at 144 pounds. The height the same at 5'9", and then 2 young fighters early in their career, as Briley is 3 years younger than Mike Powell, but both have bright futures ahead of them. Briley, in his 2 wins, he beat Blake Baird back in 2014, November of 2014, submission via guillotine choke in 2 minutes 23 seconds. Then went more than just over 2 years, 2 years and 2 months before getting back in the cage in January in a win over Evan Daniel. Of course, those of you that follow Next Level Fight Club will remember that was an NLFC 6 and won by unanimous decision. That was a big gap there, but he still got the win.
Yeah, and actually I interviewed Briley following that win, and he looked so dominant in that fight. He can do it all. You see him in the Muay Thai shorts. He comes to bang, but he does have a very well-rounded game, but he is on a roll. And during that layoff, that was, almost 3 years, he grew tremendously. He looked fantastic in his last outing. I expect nothing less in this matchup.
Briley is put together. Coming out to Phil Collins, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah. And Briley, as you can see, is in the cage. All right, we're ready for official fighter introductions. Back to Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Ruckus Pizza blue corner, he weighed in at 144 pounds, holds a record of 5 wins with 2 losses, and represents Evolution in Kannapolis, North Carolina, Mike Powell. And his opponent across the cage to my left, fighting out of the Tap Out Fitness red corner. He weighed in at 144 pounds, holds an undefeated record of 2 wins with 0 losses, and represents Fighters First in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Elias Briley. Your referee when the action begins is Bill Clancy.
Bill Clancy, our referee in this featherweight bout. At 145 pounds, it's Mike Powell who's in the gray trunks against Elias Briley, who's in the black and gold Muay Thai trunks. 3-minute rounds from NC State and Raleigh, North Carolina. Vince Ferrar, Casey Oxendine, thanks for joining us. Next Level Fight Club 7, touch of gloves. We're underway in round 1.
Oh, here we go, right out of the gate, Mike Powell. Beautiful body shot. And I have to say this, we talked about he is coming off of 2 losses here. But let's talk about those wins, all by finishes, 4 of the 5 by submission. Beautiful takedown by Mike Powell.
What a start for Powell, tough kid. Fought some of the best amateurs in the state as well with some of those W's. And a tough test against the talented, undefeated Briley.
Here we go, Briley working his way around.
Powell trying to control that left leg.
Yeah, he still has that grapevine in with his left leg and controlling what appears to be a spladle of sorts. Looking for that banana splits. Very seldom do you see this in mixed martial arts competition.
Some of those subs that he has victories with, triangle choke, couple of arm bars, strikes as well, a third arm bar, 3 arm bars for Powell in his victories.
Powell controlling this top position, works to the standing base here. Elias Briley looking for the counter, and he is back to the standing base.
Yeah, he was willing to risk his neck to try to get up, and that's what Powell has.
And now it's Briley with the takedown.
Briley's wins unanimous decision over Evan Daniel, and then a guillotine choke. And Briley on top.
Here we go. Looking for the armbar. His signature move.
Briley's out. Going for a leg.
Wow, it is a submission smorgasbord.
Briley
looking for the heel hook.
Briley was holding on to the cage, and he gets out. Powell nods his head and gives him a tap of approval. Big shot.
So much action in this fight so far. Submissions, throwing for the fences, everything that you could ever want in a mixed martial arts matchup.
In the final 30 seconds of round 1. Big overhand right miss. Briley ducked it.
Oh, and here we go. Mike Powell with another takedown. 20 seconds left to go in this round.
Sticking in shots to the body as Powell. Briley tries to get up. And that's the end of round 1. What action in Raleigh. Next Level Fight Club 7. Vince Ferrar, Casey Oxendine. So obviously Powell started quick and sustained throughout.
Yeah, absolutely. Elias Briley, he had his moments, though, in the round. He countered just a little bit and was able to get the top position, but Mike Powell attacking the armbar, attacking the heel hook, relentless with his attacks.
What a start to this 4th bout of the night here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're at the NC State Fairgrounds in the Kurt Scott Building.
I talked earlier about Elias Briley and how dominant he was in his last outing back in January. Lots of pressure on the feet, implementing that Muay Thai style of attack. He's been unable to do that in this fight. Mike Powell has stifled that. Very aggressive with his strikes and then immediately to the takedowns.
And you saw him go for his signature armbar. He's got 3 wins, does Powell via the armbar. And in his 2 losses, there were first-round finishes. One was a KO in 18 seconds. The other a guillotine choke in 2:39. He surpassed that, and he's in his win range right now. And it looks like he won round 1. We're underway. Round 2. The hair's come out of the knot a little bit for Powell, but not over the eyes or anything. Whoa. Big shot by Briley.
Yeah, he takes a shot, does Mike Powell, and he pressures forward. Elias Briley able to scramble away. And now Mike Powell completes it, and he is on top yet again in this matchup.
Able to duck the looping shot from Briley and got the takedown. And Briley's up.
It appeared as though Mike Powell was looking for maybe a triangle choke, trying to sneak that one in there, cost him position.
Going for the leg again. Briley defends it.
Dangerous spot here for Mike Powell. Yes, he can attack the heel hook, but it leaves him open for the strikes from Elias Briley, who is yet again on top.
Use the neck as leverage, and now Powell's in a better position.
Oh, here we go. That one might be tight here. Mike Powell cranking away on the ankle of Elias Briley, who yet again slips it.
Yep. Forced his way out.
Oh, beautiful slide by there.
Powell going for it again.
And again looking for that heel hook. And then a toe hold. Beautiful transition.
Can Briley reverse out of it and be on top, and he has.
And that's exactly what can happen. You can see the right arm locked down by Elias Briley. It's going to allow him to open up just a little bit, and it could be that Mike Powell could be spent. That was a lot of energy expended by Mike Powell in the early goings of this fight.
Briley now raining down. Powell doesn't like those. Powell's marked up in his forehead.
Vince, this is a hard round to call.
Yeah.
Because Powell has been relentless with the attacks, but Elias Briley has controlled position. Now it is Mike Powell on the back of Elias Briley.
Powell tried to climb the back of Briley, but couldn't stay up there. And now Briley with some knees. Final 25 seconds of this second round, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds.
So much action in this fight.
Combo by Briley, trying to finish strong and influence the judges. Well, Powell is exhausted on the back of Briley, who's sticking shots, and that's the end of round 2. So, what do you think, Judge Oxendine?
Well, I will say this. Mike Powell did attack a lot of submissions, but you know, it's hard to call those when they don't stick. Right. I think that because of the situation, I'm going to give that round to Elias Briley because it evens the score. It puts both men in the position that they've got to take this third round. I see Mike Powell slowing down just a little bit and Elias Briley coming on, but it could go the other way. If the judges see those submission attacks as close, it could go in the way of Mike Powell.
No.
Powell.
It's very close, Casey. Normally, it's easy for me, usually, to pick a side. But I see an argument both ways on that. It just depends on how the judges see some of those. A lot of reversal and a threat of a toe hold and then a spin out on top by Brian. So there's just so many things that weren't completed in their attempts.
Very impressive attacks by Mike Powell, but none of them like super close. It was Elias Briley immediately countering and then attacking with his strikes, and that's why I give him the slight edge in that round. Now that being said, it could be 2-0 Mike Powell. But if I go into this round, either man, I'm going to say we need to take this third.
Powell in the gray, Briley in the black and gold. Oh, big overhand right by Powell. Excuse me, Casey.
Mike Powell draws first blood there. And sneaks in there. Big slam by Mike Powell.
Woo! Briley bounced back up off the mat after that slam. Goodness. You felt that in Durham.
Mike Powell advances to full mount here. You see Elias Briley, he's got that right arm snug around the waistline of Mike Powell. That could cost him here. Looking for the triangle choke. Just as suspected. And this is tight, Vince.
What a spot here. Briley's out.
Just as I said, Elias out, back to his feet.
And Briley's looking at Powell like, yeah, you thought I wasn't going to get out of that. And Powell gets another takedown. Wow.
Again. Action-packed from bell to bell. Undoubtedly the most exciting fight of the night thus far.
And that's a high bar there, Casey. It has been fantastic here in Raleigh. Vince Farrar, Casey Oxendod at NC State. The time up right now, but we're in the final minute.
And now Briley on top here, looking to put the pressure on. He needs to move because I've got Mike Powell ahead significantly in this round. He has been relentless.
Significant strikes might be the most influential thing unless he gets a sub for Briley here.
That's going to be a tough finish there in my estimation. Mike Powell is the submission specialist, but fatigue can change everything.
Yep. Briley, as we mentioned, has gone the distance before. He's in his last fight. Final seconds of this fight. And Powell raining down now, and that reversal to the top position may win him this fight on the judges' scorecards, Casey, if it goes the distance.
I believe so. I think that Mike Powell is definitely in charge here.
Oh, that looked like, I thought Briley was tapping, but it was just light shots to the back, and that's the end of the fight.
Wow. To the bitter end, both of these guys fighting for the victory.
Unbelievable. Nice show of respect and sportsmanship. Man, what a fight. Briley laid it out. He's got Loco Killer on the front of his black Muay Thai trunks. So Mike Powell and Elias Briley go the distance in this featherweight amateur MMA bout. Will Briley suffer his first defeat of his amateur MMA career? And will Mike Powell get back on the winning track? We mentioned 1-4, had a no contest. That was against Salaya Hemadak. And that was back in 2011, and then won another fight, but that was in 2011. Then he suffered it. Powell, his first loss, was to Salone Staley, but that was in 2012. Then more than 3 years, almost 3.5 years in between fights for Powell, where he suffered his second loss of his career, and now is to Salah Hemadak, who he had the no contest to back in 2011. So they settled that, and it goes from no contest to loss for Powell. But a fantastic response by Powell, and that was back in November 2016 when Powell last fought and lost. I mentioned he's lost 2 straight, but we think could very well be on his way to getting back on the winning track with a victory here. We'll find out. This was highly competitive and pretty close rounds, we think. So we'll see how the judges will see it. Our judges tonight, David Ebert, Marty Garner, and Will Hall. Bill Clancy, our referee, awaiting the scores and the judges' scorecard. Inspectors tonight, Tiffany Sorber, Michael Swenson, and Antonio Gray. Chris Connor is the terrific matchmaker for Next Level Fight Club. This is Next Level Fight Club 7 in Raleigh, North Carolina. We are live on the Next Level Fight Club Facebook page. Thanks so much for joining us. If you're going to hit us up on Twitter, feel free to do so at Next Level Fight Club with the hashtag NLFC7. So go to the website, nextlevelfightclub.com. Mike Powell, Elias Briley. Who will win on the judges' scorecards? Let's find out. Official decision. Here is Jennifer.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. The judges score this fight in favor for your winner out of the Ruckus Pizza blue corner, Mike Powell.
So Mike Powell gets the victory. I guess it's going to unanimous decision victory for Mike Powell over Elias Briley. Briley falls to 2-1. Powell 6-2. Casey with a win.
Mike, man, let's talk about this fight a little bit, because undoubtedly the most exciting of the night thus far. You were relentless with those submission attacks. I saw heel hooks, toe holds. I saw a triangle choke. I don't know how he slipped it, but Elias is one of those cagey fighters. Talk about it.
Man, Elias is a tough motherfucker. Oh, sorry. No, that guy had an answer for everything. It was like playing chess with a computer. That was one of the funnest fights I've ever had. I got nothing respect that guy. I've got nothing but respect for that guy. That was one. I'm telling you, that's the funnest fight I've ever been in.
You know, if you saw Elias back in January, that guy is relentless, particularly with Muay Thai. He is a tremendous striker, a lot of pressure. You did not allow him to get that ball rolling. You kept the pressure on, landed big shots, and kept hitting that takedown. Was that your strategy from the get-go?
Yeah, we spent a while working on it. My coach was kind of more or less like, you know, do whatever, about cuss again. But do whatever you want to do, just trust your instincts, keep your feints going, and put him on his butt when you can. I just tried to do just that.
You know, of all of your victories, all 5 of them previously have been finishes. 4 submissions, 1 TKO. This was your first decision. How does it feel to go the distance and get your arm raised?
You know, my coaches knew I could do it. I kind of started to quit on myself a little bit late in the second. And Sean was like, yo, man, pull your head out of your ass. Let's get to work. Toughen up and go get it. And I just kind of had to follow suit and put my feet down.
Well, there you have it. One more time, a big round of applause for your winner, Mike Powell.